Hey everybody, how's it going? So today we're going to talk about the Behemoth Titan, also I guess officially known as Titanus Behemoth. And this was actually a really cool Titan, probably one of the most visually distinct ones just because of the tusk and that type of appearance it has. So it definitely looks like a mammoth at first glance, but if you actually look at it more closely, it has a kind of gorilla sloth-like body to go with the more mammoth-like head with the tusks. Now, a lot of people weren't sure what the behemoth would be because obviously behemoth is a terminology used in a lot of different pop culture and even in the Bible to describe a giant land animal. So a lot of people from the Bible thought that that was always referring to a mammoth, an elephant-like creature, just because they're really large and they are what you would call behemoths. But at the same time, it's really interesting because the behemoth's other name is Mapingori, and I'm really sorry if I mispronounced that, but that's essentially an ape sloth kind of cryptid-like creature in South American folklore that has mammoth fur. So kind of think similar to a sense of like Bigfoot in its appearance with the fur and all that stuff. But yeah, it's really cool that we got this kind of creature in Godzilla King of the Monsters. Say what you will about Godzilla King of the Monsters, I definitely think it delivered on giving us the spectacle of the monsters from a visual perspective. Now, definitely it looks like a large sloth, like I said before, kind of a sloth meets gorilla type body with a mammoth-like face with the tusk coming with it. Now, on the spine of the behemoth, there's a little bit of spikes, not spikes, sorry, but kind of like spine-like things protruding that just run down the back. And also at the end of its forelimbs, there's kind of these broad fingers that are just at the tips there that have large claws along with them, kind of hinting towards the sloth-like aesthetic of the creature. Now the behemoth is supposedly able to stand on its hind limbs and also on all fours, and it looks like it's been, I guess, asleep for quite some time because when it's moving around in Godzilla King of the Monsters, it has some algae and plant-like substances growing along its tusks. Now, it's really cool because honestly, I would love to see this type of Titan fight something, especially fight someone like King Kong. I think that'd be really cool. According to the novelization of Godzilla King of the Monsters, the behemoth's roar is described as sounding like a low, elephant-like rumble. So I think that's really interesting. Now, all things considered, it's pretty cool. The behemoth supposedly is in South America, definitely tying in with its secondary name, referring to that type of mythology and folklore. And supposedly it was restoring deforested regions in the Amazon. Basically, it's presumed that the radiation kind of helped spur some plant life and growth there, alongside of the fact that it was probably fertilizing everything that it went around. Now, Behemoth is described as being extremely durable, essentially fireproof, and it's really cool because honestly, like I said before, I really want to see this Titan fight something, whether it's Rodan, whether it's not Ghidorah, I guess, because Ghidorah is kind of, TKO, but Kong. I just want to see a really interesting fight utilizing those tusks because there's really no other Titans currently around that have tusks like that. And at the same time, presumably with the claws and the limbs, both the forelimbs, or it's the front limbs, sorry, and the hind legs, it's presumed that this Titan is extremely powerful. Now, the outpost that the behemoth was listed at being in is Monarch Outpost number 58, which is really cool because Michael Dowdery, director of Godzilla King of the Monsters, even said, he was quoted as saying that the behemoth was created to be a kind of companion mammal for Kong, feeling that too many of the monsters were reptilian or insectoid in their inspirations. And the reason a mammoth was chosen was because Michael Dowdery had a fascination with woolly mammoths alongside of elements of sloths and primates that were added to quote-unquote stop the behemoth from simply just being a glorified giant, woolly mammoth. So definitely some really cool stuff here. This is probably one of my favorite personally of all the Titans. I really, like I said before, if I don't sound excited about this thing, I don't know what I'm doing in this mic because I just want to see more of this Titan, whether it's a video game, graphic novel, another movie, whatever it may be. Hope we get to see more of this, if any other Titans, but comment below your guys' thoughts. What was your favorite Titan from Godzilla King of the Monsters? And I'll see you guys later.